heading off to college, and parents are stressing about the price tag of sending their kids to college, maybe even questioning if college is really worth the expense. Here to break it down and share some tips on financing and education is Craig Zeidema, Vice President of Consumer Lending at Bayport Credit Union. Goodness, I'm getting so choked up thinking about this subject, but go ahead and tell us, is it worth the cost?
I don't think college is necessarily for everybody, but I think a college education itself these days is more valuable than ever. There was a recent report from the Economic Policy Institute out of Washington, D.C. that looked at the statistics for the Labor Department, and it showed that those with a college degree made 98% more than those without a college degree in 2013. That was actually up from about 85% about a decade ago and up from about 64% back in the 1980s. While it's not necessarily for everybody, I think there's certainly a benefit to be had there. One of the things that most people really need to consider, though, is what kind of return on investment they're going to get from that college degree.
And what do you mean by return on investment?
When I'm talking of return investment, I simply mean what kind of future earnings can they expect compared to the cost of actually obtaining that college degree. Most people will simply let the emotional aspect of determining which type of college they want to go to determine where they're going to actually go to in this case. Take that emotional aspect out of it. Parents oftentimes want to send their kids to the school that they went to. A lot of students will want to go to the school that maybe their boyfriend or their girlfriend is going to, or maybe wherever their friends are going to. Don't let that emotional aspect always determine where you're going to go to college. I've often said that if you want to be a teacher, which is a noble profession, you don't have to go to a school that's going to cost $50,000 a year and finance $200,000 to become
that's a lot of money.
A teacher. Another example of that is there was a recent report, too, that showed that those who end up with a mathematics or a computer science degree make twice as much as those with a drama or a theater arts degree.
Right.
That doesn't mean that one degree is more important than the other. And if you have rich parents...
Or that one is cheaper than the other.
Yes. And if you have rich parents or that rich uncle to help you pay for that, that's one thing. But if you have to finance that education, looking at the financial aspects of that is definitely something that you need to consider.
Right, and when you think about college, there's so many options. And yeah, the costs are skyrocketing. So if you do have to finance your education, what are some guidelines, some tips on knowing what's going to be enough?
Yeah, well, the first step into that is to look for all of the free financial aid that you can. There are numerous types of grants and scholarships that are available out there. Just one example, Bayport Credit Union does $50,000 worth of scholarships each year, $2,000 individual scholarships for 25 individuals. There are all kinds of grants like the Pell Grant, there's an SEO grant, but there are various different types of free aid that you can get. My recommendation there is to apply early, to apply often. Even if you don't get everything that you apply for, I can guarantee that you won't get anything that you don't apply for.
Right. So it's best to look into it, see what you can get, because there are some free money resources and also loans and other things available. And you really need to look at all the options because the cost of college is not inexpensive at all.
Yeah.
And, you can give Greg a call and he can help you figure out some of your options. And you can get more information on financing your educations. Just stop by any of the Bayport Credit Union locations across Hampton Roads or log on to bayportcreditcu.org. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.